Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to an event that you all have been waiting for. This is, of course, the Invitational Charity Tournament organized by Sky Esports. And of course, as always, it's hashtag play for a cause because that is what we are doing this time amidst all the pandemonium in the world right now. It's always nice when us gamers can actually get together and do something good for our community. Anyway, welcome. And if you guys are joining us from overseas, good afternoon, good morning for some. And let's get this underway. So, of course, exciting time right now. We have the big boys who are going to be participating in this tournament. Of course, a lot of you already know all the names, and I'm sure you are already rooting for your favorite teams. Of course, if you are rooting for your teams, please let me know in the comment section. We do have an eye on that as well. Just go for it and spam, show your love for your teams, and we'll get this show right underway for you. So, all right, let me just go over a couple of things. So, of course, you all know what this is, but if you are missing out or if you have just joined us, we have the tournament details which should be coming up on our screen shortly. This is, of course, the Sky Sports Charity Tournament. Play games for a cause. And again, like I mentioned earlier, it is a lovely endeavor to bring the community together and, just inspire some hope from within. And I'm sure you guys are waiting to see who all is going to be broadcasting this for you guys. Of course, we are going to bring it in three languages. That's right, not bilingual. We are going trilingual this time. And let's quickly have a look and see who is doing what. We have, of course, Ketan or Ketan Patel K18. He is going to be showcasing the Hindi casting. We have Midfail for Tamil. I'm really excited to actually go over this later on because it's always interesting to see the same game in a different language. You might just pick up a few pointers here and there. And of course, I'm Angad Singh Chahal, the experiment, and I shall be broadcasting this tournament to you guys live in English. Boy, oh boy. I mean, like I said, of course, you guys are excited for your teams. I mean, who wouldn't be? A lot of these teams you already know. You already know them. I mean, I don't really have to go over it, but in case you don't know who all is, well, going to be participating in this tournament, I'll do that for you right now. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's quickly have a look and see who all is playing. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Do you recognize your emblems? Do you recognize the logos of your favorite teams? I'll just go over it real quick. Of course, we have the boys from Seoul right up there. Then we have TSM-ENTITY, followed by Team TAMILAS. FNATIC is in the house. And right after them, we have the boys from IND. If you have a look at the second row, we have the boys from MEGASTARS, Orange Rock, UMEXRXN, VSGCRAWLERS, and Marcus Gaming. In third position, we have UMEXRXN. Of course, they have two lineups representing the squads from Mumbai. I'm going to make sure I don't butcher that name up this time. Right after them, we have the boys from Team Vendetta. Ooh, that sounds kind of tough right now because I'm pretty sure these guys have a vendetta against a lot of these players. They want to make sure they leave a mark on this tournament and prove a point against the big dogs. And coming up after them, we have the lads from Seven Seas. These guys, of course, legendary explorers, and I'm sure they're going to be exploring their prowess in PUBG Mobile today, followed by 8-Bit, an iconic logo or emblem, so to speak. I mean, I'm sure this name is synonymous with the PUBG Mobile scene here in India. Right after that, we have the boys from Synergy Gaming. Coming up after that, we have Powerhouse in the house. Oof, that is going to be something pretty amazing. And after that, we have the boys from Legstump. Of course, a couple of names you might have not heard of before, which is silly because, I mean, who hasn't heard of all of them? Right after them, we have the boys from Team Mayhem, followed by the CELTZ. And of course, we all want to play like these guys. It's godlike. So we have the teams all sorted out. I'm sure you all are going to be spamming right now as to who you guys are going to be supporting. But just for my edification, please go ahead and do that. Just show some love for your teams. And you never know. Luck is a very precarious thing. Sometimes all you need is a couple of extra spams, a couple of little bit of a boost from the supporters, the viewers, of course. And you never know. You might just actually cheer your squad on to victory. Now, since this is a tournament, of course, it is a charity tournament, we do have a little bit of a prize pool as well. And I'm sure you guys want to know what is at stake. Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the prize pool for the Sky Sports Charity Tournament. Of course, in first position, we have a whopping 30,000 rupees. Coming in second, you will get 15,000 rupees. And in third, you'll get 5,000. Remember, we are playing games for a cause. I mean, hashtag play for a cause is basically what we are trying to, portray out there. We want everybody to know that, you know what, I know that gamers get a lot of flack, but when we get together for a common cause, for a common goal, we really deliver. And of course, there are no losers in this tournament, because participating, just showing up, just shows that you guys are doing your bit for this tournament. And of course, we've gone over the teams, we've gone over the casters, we all know who's going to be doing what. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering, but XP, what maps are we going to play today? Well, you guys are in for some luck right now, because we are going to be going through all the four maps. And in fact, let me just show that to you how it is all going to be panned out. Coming up first, of course, match one is going to be the crowd favorite Erangel. And I guess everybody already has their strategies cut out. Everybody has their drop points, which we'll get to see in just a little while. In the second match, we are going to go to Sanhok, the jungles of Sanhok, as we like to call it. Of course, the action intensifies over there, because players are dropping right at the beginning of the game in close proximity to each other. And of course, you know what it is, kills matter. We are going to hear a lot of gunfire. So it's going to be really, really awesome. And just after that, in match three, we are going to go all the way to the deserts of Miramar, and quite an opposite spectrum, so to speak, of what you see in Sanhok. We are going to see some long range engagements over here. Of course, if any of you know me, I love that bolt action. And a lot of the players in our roster today are renowned for their sniping skills. So if you are a fan of those long range sniper headshots, this is the match for you. And after that, in match four, we are going to head to the tundras of Vikendi. You guys better get your jackets on, because I hear it gets really, really, really chilly in there. Of course, one thing we are going to be excited to see is where the zone is going to take us. Because as you know, Vikendi is notorious for having a zone pretty much, almost all the time. The starting zone is pretty much in the water. 50-50. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But anyway, this is the Sky Sports charity tournament organized by Sky Sports. And again, a lovely endeavor. So please show your support right now. Just show your love, show your appreciation in the chat section. Just spam a little bit of hashtag play for a cause, because that is what is happening. And remember, there are no losers here, because everyone has got together right now. Everyone is together for a common goal, and that is, of course, to fight this pandemic that we find ourselves in. And it is going to be quite exciting. Alrighty, so we've got all of this back, and I can see on my phone, which way I shall be presenting all this action to you. It's going to be exciting. All the teams are currently filling up. But till that time, I just thought we'll just go over a couple of these teams. Now, of course, if I go to the chat section, I see a lot of spam is already taking place. A lot of your favorite teams in play over here. We have the boys from Seoul, FNATIC, IND. Tell me one thing. All right, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think the fact that you all are watching right now is actually adding to the pressure on their shoulders? Because I get it. We all, well, not we all, we are just sitting behind the screen and casting the game for you guys. But these players who are participating in this tournament, of course, as you all know, a lot of them are professional players. Most of them are professionally contracted by these major organizations, and they are, doing their homework. I'm sure they are ready to go and get the job done. However, do you think that you guys, the viewers, have a little bit of a part to play in it? Because, trust me, your cheers or your boos can actually make quite an impact on these players. And, well, I expect to see a lot of cheering going on in the chat section today. So anyway, let me just quickly reiterate for anyone who is joining us a little late. This is the Sky Sports Charity Tournament. And of course, We are playing games for a cause. I don't really have to go over that again and again, but you know what it is. The best thing is that, if we can do something for our community to, just change our focus or divert our minds from the chaos that is currently, engulfing the whole world, so to speak. I think it's a job well done. All right. I think the match is going to be underway very shortly. All the rooms are being filled up. In fact, if you want to have a quick sneak peek of what is happening, I am going to take you there right now. Just have a look. All the teams are coming in. Of course, the slots have already been pre. They've already been decided. I'm sorry, I just lost my chain of thought. I just saw big names over here. And if I just get my phone over here, you'll be able to see it on your screen. I'm going to have to just have a look right at my screen. Everyone is coming in. Do you recognize your favorite players? Let me see one thing. All right, we've already talked about teams. I think I have an idea of who you guys are supporting and who you guys are here to cheer on. That's the beauty of the Indian gaming community, isn't it? We are, it's like we have big hearts, of course. Either we love with all our heart, or we tend to, be a little, what word I'm trying to say. But the thing is, we do not stick to one thing. We literally, our emotions are like water. It's like liquid. It's fluidic. We change over the course of time. And I want to see a lot of love over here. Just let me know who, according to you guys, is well, I mean, we'll come to the best in a bit, but who are you guys secretly rooting for? I'm sure you all have your favorites, not just the team, but players. I want to know that right now. I mean, I'm just going over this list and I see a lot of big names, and you know what? Action is going to be epic tonight. It is going to be epic. And coming to that, let me just quickly reiterate one point. This is a charity event, of course, the Sky Sports charity tournament. And we do have a prize pool. If you are just joining us right now, we'll just go over that once again. The first prize is going to get 30,000 rupees. The second prize, second place position, will get 15,000, and in third we have 5,000. Now the best thing is, I know that money is always a good thing, right? But since this is an event organized for charity amidst the COVID-19 that is currently going on all around us. I mean, all of us should be in our homes right now. I hope you guys are staying indoors and you guys are staying safe, because at the end of the day, this isn't a laughing matter. And it's in us. If we can actually just follow these simple rules, I mean, it's nothing that difficult, especially for us gamers and consumers on the interweb. I mean, it's really easy for us to just sit in one place and consume all this data, all this content that is coming out at you guys on your mobile devices or on your laptops, computers, even TV screens. I see a lot of you guys actually have your TV screen set up for the big showcase. And you know what? I wish I had that too right now. It would be really, really interesting to watch all these guys battle it out on this big screen right here. But I'm just going to quickly give you a little bit of a thing. The total prize pool is again 50,000 rupees, of course. And the top 20 PUBG mobile teams in India are right here. If you missed out, if you are just joining us, I am going to show you that screen once again. I'm pretty sure once you see that logo, once you see that emblem that you guys truly, truly support, you are going to be happy. And boom, here we have it, guys. Do you recognize anyone? I mean, I hope I don't have to actually go over these names again and again, because I'm pretty sure you know exactly who these boys are. Of course, since everything is on hold, a lot of you are going to recognize them from the PMPL that was scheduled to take place earlier this month. However, due to the current circumstances, we've had to, just go around that a bit. But that's the beauty of this. I get it that we are doing this for charity, which of course is a blessing in itself. Like I said, when people get together and do something for the common good, but also it's good practice for the lads. Because the scrims aside, in scrims and all that, in the scrimmages, we tend to kind of hide our aces up our sleeves. We don't want to show all our cards, so to speak. But when there is something on the line, of course, there is a cash prize, and there's something called bragging rights, which I like to say often. I think we are going to see a lot more tactical gameplay, a lot more tactical prowess, so to speak. And of course, we know that all of these guys, if they are going to aim a weapon at you, chances are you are going to get knocked out pretty quick. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. And I think we are just going to head over into the game right now because we are going to be underway really shortly. But again, if you just want to have a look at the schedule for today, we do have 4 maps for you. We are going to cycle through each and every single map, and they should be on your screen right now. Of course, in match 1, we have Erangel. Match 2, Sanhok. Then we go to Miramar, and then finally, it's going to be a showdown in Vikendi. Alrighty, guys. So everyone is filling in right now. Let's just go over the teams. Let's go over all the boys participating. Of course, in Team 3, we have probably one of the crowd favorites. We have the boys from Seoul, and they are going to be represented by Sangwon, Regeltos, Mortal, and Viper today. In Team 5, we have the boys from Rise. We have Psycho, we have Nick, X-Pain, and Supreme. In Team 6, we have the boys from IND, another crowd favorite over here. We have the lads. I mean, they all, of course, we know what these guys are capable of, and they have been proving it time in and time out. We have Trance, Slayer, Kratos, and Snacks. I want to mark a little joke, but I'll keep that for later. We'll do that once the game is underway. Coming up in Team 7, we have Raven Manti. I'm sorry, especially when you have the numbers mixed with the letters and the alphabets, I tend to get a bit confused. So I'm going to try not butchering any names, but then we have Caddy, Striker, and God IGL. It's going to be exciting to see what these guys come up with. Again, this is an immensely talented squad, and you might have known them from earlier organizations, but they are here, they are together, and they are out to prove a point. In Team 8, we have the boys from CELTZ. We have Ultron, Atanki, and Rox. Atanki. I like that name. In Team 9, we have the boys from Synergy Gaming. We have Schreider, we have Austin, we have Ted, and Sirvi. Apologies for that. Just give me a quick second. I just want to make sure that I do not miss out on any details because we have 1 more minute to go. Everybody needs to join in. Remember, punctuality is something that we want to push forward in this community. Again, the Indian gaming community is really an up and coming community, and we have a lot to learn. But I think we are starting off on the right track. I think we'll get there. We are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Anyway, coming up in Team 10, we have the boys from Megastars. We have Paradox, Swag, Vex, and Onko. In Team 12, we have. Just give me 1 second, guys. I think the best thing is, about how this production works. Let me just give you a little bit of an insight. It's amazing how this team is able to bring all of this together. Of course, a little bit of a shout out to Esports Network as well for organizing this, and Sky Sports. Thank you so much for just literally it's like a ray of hope in this eternal darkness. Because sitting at home for so long it can get boring. But I again want to just focus on one point, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, please stay at home, stay safe. This is now the crucial time, this next couple of weeks to a month, when everybody who has been quarantining themselves all this while, it can all literally go for a six if we are not careful, and if suddenly we decide to go out on the streets all jolly like and whatnot, and just mess it all up. So please stay home, stay safe, and just tune in to Sky Sports because we have quite the show ready for you. Remember, this is a 3-day event, so it is not going to be over today. It's not going to be done with tomorrow. We are going to have a trifecta of some quality entertainment for you guys. In Team 13, we have the boys from Orange Rock. I did miss Marcos Gaming. I do apologize for that. We do have Shadow, the dude, Max Gosh, and Surya. These guys, of course, another force to be reckoned with. See, all of the thing is, all of these guys are really good. So the best thing is that you guys are in for a treat today. You guys are literally in for a treat. In Team 13, of course, we have one of the stronger teams, one of the well-known teams out there. We have Orange Rock, represented by Anto Viru Vampire, and of course, one of your favorite snipers, Daljit. In Team 14, we have U Mumba. We have Destro. I had an opportunity to play with him the other day. Really, really good lad. We have Destro, Kiki OP, Bhishma, and 420 OP. And of course, whenever I read Bhishma's name, I'm always going to do that same thing. Is he going to unleash that warrior within and, just wreak havoc against all these teams? Stay tuned to find out. Coming up in Team 15, we have the boys from Godlike. Of course, Existence leading the pack over there, followed by Gil, Hastar, and Smoky OP. You know what they say? I mean, how do you want to play PUBG? What level do you want to be? You always say, I want to be godlike. I mean, it comes from within. And these guys have actually embodied that in the name of their organization. So we are going to expect a lot of high-hitting octane action from these guys. Coming up in Team 16, of course, we have 8-Bit, represented by Yash, Beg for Mercy, Akshu, and Gyrogod. For all those people who want tips on the gyroscope, you got to follow this guy. Coming up in Team 17, we have the boys from Powerhouse. Of course, leading them is going to be Dark, Nova King, Zebra, and Iconic. In Team 18, we have Team Vendetta. We have Ashwin, Raka Noob, Fraud, and Pain. Now, Fraud is quite an interesting name. Of course, it is a play on the name, but I think he might actually surprise you. In Team 19, we have the boys from Legstump. We have Artemis, we have Bope Dope. I'm pretty sure you remember that name. We have Akshat and Ignite Loser. And just as I say that, the match is underway. It is game one. It is going to be Erangel. Of course, you all know every nook and cranny of this map. And let's just get right into it. I'm going to make sure that I have my phone does not heat up so that I can bring this game to you as well as I can. All right, let's just zoom out. And of course, something that I like saying before every game, a splash of color before your eyes. All right, guys, last chance. Before the game starts, I want you all to enjoy it. And you have this moment right now, another, 99 seconds. Let me know who you guys are supporting. And you never know. You never know. Maybe in the coming days, your spamming might actually work. You might actually get something out of that. But I think something that we're going for right now is bragging rights. Show your love, show your support for the team, and spam who you are supporting. And also, guys, remember, we are playing games for a cause. Show some love for the organization right now. This charity event, this tournament, is being brought to you by Skyesports. Let's have some hashtag play for a cause in the chat as well, isn't it? Anyway, all right, I'm just going to quickly pan over all the players right now, psyching themselves up right now. What would you do in this situation? I mean, do you just stand still and be like, all right, take a deep breath, get your game face on, so to speak, just go into Zen mode, or are you going to run around kicking and punching the opponents, trying to psych them out? Let me know that. What do you think works? Do we have all that? You know how mind tricks can actually affect gameplay? Do you think a couple of things said or done can actually be detrimental to some teams? Well, I guess we're going to find out, because I definitely see a few apples being thrown around all over the place. A few lads might actually be talking to each other right now, be like, how's it going, brother? Ah, have a look at this. Hiren is actually just having some fun with the members from IND Trance. And Surya comes in. I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of trash talking going on right now, isn't it? Alrighty, guys. We are underway. And the plane path, we are heading from, pretty much a little bit of a northwest, and it's west to east, but we do have a little bit of incline from the northwest to the southeast, and we are going to be flying over, the bridge. Nova Bridge comes into mind right now. Again, you all know that a lot of these teams already have their drop points pretty much sorted out, because again, it's a matter of practice and consistency. The more you visit a certain place, in my opinion, the better you'll have a lay of the land, and you can actually control any situation that is thrown in your direction. And if I just quickly zoom in, you will see teams heading to places that you normally expect them to go. And the best thing is, since all these guys are in the spotlight and they basically play a lot of these teams do their homework, and they study one another. So that is going to be interesting, because I think during the initial stages of the game, we are going to see teams spreading out a bit, and maybe towards the last couple of days, we might have a few spoil sports just going to try and wreak some havoc here and there. But anyway, all the teams are jumping out. I'm going to zoom in once I know that the shoots have done what they do and people land in. Let's just join the boys from Team 5, that is FNATIC. Wait a second. I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. We have a little bit of an issue. The team that I was given, the roster that we were given, there's a slight change in that. I hope we can fix that ASAP, and I hope we don't have any issues over here, because it looks like they are currently running head on into a wall. A little bit of ping spike is expected, of course. We are all doing this from the comforts of our houses. All right. So we have the boys from Team 7, Team TAMILAS over here looting the containers at George Paul. Again, let me know what is your preferred place to land in this map. And of course, remember, the stakes are high. So it isn't always just for fun. But we'll just quickly go over and see where everyone is landing. If you have a look, Team 8-bit is going to be crossing the bridge and heading towards the north side of George Paul, making sure that the loot is intact. The boys from Team 19, that is Legstump, these guys are going to be looting the hospital and a few cluster of compounds to the southeast of that location. This is interesting. Have a look at the boys from 7S. We have Zigsaw, Hirin, Blaze, and Ducky. These guys are probably going to be heading towards the shooting range, making sure they get all these areas over here. Severny is also a place where people kind of underestimate. Good enough loot over there. Of course, Vikendi belongs to the boys from Godlike. Hastar, Smokey, Gill, and Existence are going to be looting blissfully without having to worry about any opposition at this point. The boys from Seoul have a little bit of a different strategy this time, because we are used to seeing them, drop around in compounds usually south of Pachinki. But this time we have Regaltos, Viper, Sangwan, and Mortal looting the compounds next to the school and basically northeast of Pachinki. So around the same area, but just a little different. Of course, the boys from Powerhouse. We have Nova King, Zebra, Dark, and Iconic. These guys love going to the farm. These, again, these compounds over here, they are... One second. Sorry for that. Just give me 1 second. Alrighty. So these compounds, of course, something that we underestimate. And you know what? What I'm going to do is I'll just do a little thing for you. I'm pretty sure you don't want to see my face right now on your screen. So I'm going to do the good thing and just hide it for you. I'll see you in a bit. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Boom. There you go. Alrighty. So the houses at the farm is where PH likes to drop, but they have to be careful, because right next to them we have the boys from CELTZ, that is Team 8, of course. We have Rox, Ultron, MJ, and Atanki. These guys are going to be looting up Melta. Again, if we just quickly look at the zone, pretty much the military island is covered, Novo is covered. A lot of these teams are going to be getting really close and up in each other's faces really soon. I'm actually excited to see this over here. We might actually see a fight early on between Seoul, because they've got to be careful that they have a couple of squads pretty close to them in the form of Team 13, that is OR. Team 12, we have the boys from Marcus Gaming, and of course Godlike in Pachinki. If you have a look at the military base, we have Team 6, that is IND. Transnax, Slayer, and Kratos. Of course, we know that these guys love heading out to the military island. Good loot over here. Let me know again. I want to just ask you guys a question. Where would you land in all this chaos? What is your go-to spot? Looks like Team 19, the boys from Legstump, are all clumping in towards the hospital. They might actually have a little bit of engagement with the boys from Rise early on. These guys, of course, pretty oblivious to the fact that the enemy is quite nearby. And remember, at this stage, you can actually it's one glimpse is all it takes to give your position away. And if I have a look right now, Ignite Loser and his teammate Akshat are just trying to head out towards greener pastures, so to speak, trying to get as much loot as they can before they have to engage with the enemy as the circles shrink. And I think Payne has spotted the enemy, and he is going to be relaying that information to his teammates, letting them know that there is trouble on the horizon. Now, this is an interesting development over here. We have the boys from PH on one side of the bridge, and have a look at who is coming on the other. Megastar, we have Encore, Paradox, Vex, and Swag. These guys might actually be heading in for some... Whoa, that was a bit of a... Did you hear that? What I heard was him getting crushed by the vehicle. Had this been Miramar, I'm pretty sure Swag would have been in a world of trouble right now, in a world of pain, so to speak, because you know that map is notorious for getting knocked out by your own vehicles. But we should see something interesting developing over here. Mega is forming up a block over here, and just in the distance to your north, we have Powerhouse. Now, whether they decide to go and try and block the bridge, we shall find out. But for now, they are looting, and have a look at that. Good loot on the lads. Of course, Iconic has that AK and that Car 98, and we all know what he can do with that sniper in his hands. Team Vendetta has chosen to go to Yasnaya this time around. I was actually expecting another squad over here, but luckily for them, if we quickly just span out a bit, this whole city is theirs for the taking. Alright guys, let me know one thing. I'm going to ask you a question. We are going to go to the drop. I want to have some predictions in the chat. Are we ready? Let me see how good your guessing game is right now. And I am probably going to falter right over here. I'm sure a few of you are going to get the answer right, but shall we have a look and see what's inside? Alright, first I want you to spam your guesses. Let's see if you are right. I personally think... I'm feeling lucky. It is going to be an AWM. It's a Mark 14, and we have a fight that has taken place right now. We are going to switch right to the action. It's the boys from Team TAMILAS. They are taking on Rise, and I think two members of Rise have already been knocked and finished. These guys thought that it was clear pickings to go towards east of the Georgia Ball containers towards this squad house. Unfortunately, we had the boys from Team TAMILAS basically creating a blockade for them, and just like that, we have already lost two members from Rise. That is going to be a devastating blow for them this early on. The other two members, Supreme and X-Pain, kind of left well, in the background over here, but I think the issue here was that there was a buggy in play. I think two members of Rise were heading towards that squad house to see if they can get a car. And talking about Iconic and his sniping, have a look at this. I just saw my kill feed. We have a knock already, and Team 10 Megastars try to come, across the bridge towards these boys. Is he going to get a shot over there? Ooh, Atanki just getting out of harm's way. Of course, he is now in Iconic's crosshair. He has to be careful. That shot lines up. We have to compensate for drop a little bit, but a body shot does connect right there. I'm going to quickly have a look and see what is happening on this side. Swag has been picked out, but his head was exposed earlier on. That headshot getting the job done. No helmet for him right now. The boys from PH, they are going to be relocating because they do not want to get caught up in the midst of all this action. Of course, enemies from all sides. And if I have a look over here, 7S, 7Cs has already lost a member. Ducky is out. Another long-range engagement over here with the boys from Team 21, that is Team Mayhem. It looks like the crowd favorites are in trouble. We are going to jump in the action. Mortal just got knocked. Dead is already out. Again, this is something that is not very common. A lot of fights taking place while transitioning from the old to the new zone. Regular toss over here, trying to keep point on the boys from SYNERGE. He's got them. Ooh, Servi is going to come in this shack. This is going to be a little chaotic. I wonder if he knows if Regular toss is inside. Regular toss, of course, making sure that he does not make a single sound, but his gun could actually be exposed. I think that is exactly what has happened. He has been spotted. The nade comes out. Servi pulls back. Regular toss goes out for the offense. A little bit of a merry-go-round, so to speak, over here, but Regular toss manages to get the knock and barely survives getting knocked himself on very low HP. Now, Austin has a little bit of a problem over here because he's the last guy standing for SYNERGE. Two members are knocked out. Strider is knocked out. Servi is knocked out. And I think Mortal is coming in to finish the job over here, which is exactly what happens. And Seoul Sangwon, meanwhile, gets the last knock on Austin. And the first team to be eliminated right now is going to be the boys from SYNERGE. SYNERGE is out, and Mortal against all odds, surviving that knock and getting the job done. Meanwhile, if we join the boys from 7S, they were engaged in a long-distance fight, of course, with Team 21, the boys from Team Mayhem. We have Drigger, Believe, Immortal, and Juggo. These guys just, holding their ground right now. Because again, in these long distant engagements, you basically want to get a few knocks on the enemy, but you got to make sure that you don't deplete your own resources. Meanwhile, they have to be careful because CELTZ has his eyes set on a member of MYM, and the dude retaliates in kind, getting a few shots in, forcing Atanki to go in for a little bit of a retreat. Oh my goodness, that would have been devastating right now because he almost got knocked out. And that would have been problematic for Ultron. Of course, we have that little bit of bridge cover over there, but they have to be careful. Remember, all these boys have impeccable aim, and they have to be careful about that. And talking about that, the dude gets a knock finally with that M4 long-range 3x sprays that everyone has come to love. As the zone shrinks further and further, Novo Bridge is still in play. And have a look at this now. Mega Stars are going to have an opportunity to kind of set up a blockade for anyone who forays their way, so to speak, and it's going to be Team IND. Now, we all know that IND is very capable at a bridge fight, and of course, Snacks already is up on one of the beams over here, trying to get a different angle on unsuspecting enemies in front of him. We'll quickly go back to the boys from Marcus Gaming. These guys have their eyes set on the enemy. Team 8 kind of pushing in on their position. If you have a look over here, Ultron is a little separated from his teammates, but he is trying to make sure he gets an angle on Max Karsh. He has spotted him, and no shots go out as yet. But I'm sure that information has been passed on that we have to watch out for our backsides. I'm going to quickly head over to the boys from Seoul because I think a lot of shots are being fired on 7S. Now, 7S find themselves in that precarious position. They do have cover in the form of that compound and the squad house that they are in. However, that hill up top from where the Seoul boys are shooting down can be a bit problematic, especially if they come right over this bridge over here. And of course, they have to be content with Team Mayhem peppering them with bullets from afar. The boys from Powerhouse have found a little bit of footing on this compound right to their south. And it's interesting because one end is covered by PH and the other by Orange Rock. And I think we have a massive fight breaking out at the bridge. A knock did come by, if I'm not mistaken. And a member of Mega was almost knocked out. But I think IND Kratos did go down. They did push through the bridge. However, I think since those guys backed out, the boys from Mega, they kind of backed out from the garage and they went to this compound that you see on your screens right now. It gave IND the opportunity to actually push in and get the job done. Mega, however, is going to retreat. You know, obviously you are going to be playing for your position as well. And you have to be smart, you have to be quick on your feet. And this is exactly what we see right now. These boys are positioning themselves so that they have a little bit of an advantage in the next round. On your screens right now, we have the boys from Mumbai, Destro trying to light up the enemy. OR Rock find themselves in a world of trouble. Anto getting knocked out right before our eyes. But they've got to be careful because PH is also going to have a couple of shots or angles rather on these guys. And they have to be careful about that. Now, Orange Rock, again, it's how do you decide where to shoot? Because they just lost a member. Anto got knocked out and finished. So they are now a 3-man squad. They are in the zone, but again, they have 2 fronts to take care of. If you have a look at right now, Viru trying to line up his sights. He does get a couple of shots, and Vampire with the headshot, knocking down Destro. That was good teamwork by him. Good reaction by Viru to get out of harm's way. And I think Yash is going to be in trouble because Zebra has spotted him. That should be a shot. If that connects, Yash goes down. Unfortunately, that did not connect. I think Zebra is going to try and blow that vehicle up. But from what I can see, that vehicle is already on fire. And Yash just needs to be careful, making sure he does not get knocked out. And Team TAMILAS is in trouble right now. Let me quickly see if I can bring you that action. Again, apologies if I miss out on a couple of shots, because as I go to one thing, something else is happening everywhere else. It is going to be a little difficult to show you each and every single thing. It is just me and my screen bringing this action to you. But the boys from 7S, they have got 1 kill so far. And Surya in the distance, as you have a look, is knocked out, making sure that Team Marcos is now going to be on the defensive. And we have a little bit of 8x action for you with that SLR. Max Gosh just trying to keep the enemy at bay. They do have 2 members knocked out. He whips out that Scarel, gets a knock on Hiren. Hiren goes down, and suddenly that attack has been thwarted. Smoke swing out for his teammates. They are in that kind of a situation right now where they have to take cover from every single angle possible. I'm going to keep an eye out over here because now these boys are going to be in trouble from all angles. They have to make it to the zone. And let me quickly have a look and see what the boys from I&D are up to. I&D are chilling in their shack right now. And I think Daljit just got a massive shot with his M24, of course, a renowned sniper in our community. But he did take some damage as well. He is going to have to heal up. 1 minute 30 on the clock. They have to decide how to move into the zone. He spots Onko. He takes a few shots, realizes that that is not a battle he is willing to take right now. And Gyro God, on the other hand, it was pandemonium all around. OR trying to light up the boys from Team 12, but Marcos Gaming escapes in the nick of time. We are going to head over to Team IND. These guys are now in a good position to actually rain down some death on the enemy. They have their eyes on CELTZ. Boy, oh boy, as the zone shrinks in, have a look at the zone. All the teams are going to come into really close proximity. Team Vendetta is actually in a good spot right now. And 8-bit over here are finding themselves getting trapped between 2 teams. Yash and Gyro God are the last guys remaining. And Shadow has been knocked by Team IND. And have a look at that. 420 from UME has gone down by his own vehicle. If I quickly have a look and show you what Soul is up to. These guys have 3 kills to their names. A good position, a good central position, so to speak. And of course, these rooftops are going to provide them a 360. But have a look at that right in front of them. We have Team 14, that is Mumbai. These guys are right in the faces of 8-bit. They've got to be careful. They've already had a little bit of an engagement with them. Yash, I do believe, is standing over. But is he? Are they aware that the enemy is right next to them? I think they just heard the grenades coming in. They've got to be a bit careful because you do not want to get pushed. In fact, the same house just below them, we have Bhishma and the boys making sure that they have cover. I think a little bit of looting is what Destro wants over here. Again, the smoke screen can play a lot of roles. You can. It's not just for protecting your knocked ones. It is also for looting in secret. Meanwhile, I think Soul is going to knock a couple of rounds over here, trying to get the job done. But OR is finally picking a fight with PH, and a lot of people are going down. But have a look at this. Gyro God comes in to assist his teammate, but that was a little bit of a miscommunication over here, because they should have done a bit better. That information should have gone out that there's a whole squad under me, and just like that, 8-bit is now out of this game. All the teams are moving in. Looks like PH won that fight against OR, but it is going to be tough because the zone is going to be doing a lot of damage. Massive fight breaking out between Megastars and Team 8, and looks like CELTZ come out on top. Ultron and MJ need to do something. Ooh, will he make it to the zone? He does not make it. And Trance and his teammates are going to be trying lighting up the members from Team 12. Marcus Gaming is under attack right now. Would you have a look at that? You cannot have a moment of respite in this game right now. You are going to have to contend with shots from everywhere, and that is a sniper from Viper that gets the job done, gets that headshot, gets that knock, and Soul is proving a point this time. They did say they are going to come back stronger, and well, boy oh boy, they are living up to that name. Viper making sure he gets as much damage as he can in that smoke. And again, we have so much sniper action for you, ladies and gentlemen, that I am kind of feeling a little sad that I cannot bring this all to you. But let's go over to Hastar. He did get a shot on the dude right now. And the dude in trouble. That was a headshot, mind you. All these snipers, they don't just go for the body. They go straight for the knocking. They get that headshot. I think we might have a little bit of an explosion over there. And did that shot connect? I think that shot connected. Oh my goodness, a little bit of an issue. We have Team IND. Did they just wipe themselves out? I think Slayer just accidentally blew up his teammate, but he is been revived. There is no love lost right now. Snacks is going to forgive his teammate. Have a look at this. Team 15 still hold a full squad trying to make them make their way into the zone. But they've got to be careful because we have Team 7 on one side, the boys from 7S, and another on the... Wait a second, what team is that? Team 22, they just got a knock. Blaze and Hirain are in this shack. One grenade, one Molotov can actually be devastating if anybody finds out that these boys are hiding it over here. And have a look at this. Slayer is going to have to run to the zone. Is he going to make it? It looks a bit tricky, but have a look and see what we have over here. 5 kills for Soul over here. Regal Toss has been lost in this engagement. The zone is going to shrink closer and closer. We are down to the last 11 teams. Bodies are falling everywhere. Vendetta is losing members, and I think Team Vendetta is out of this game. IND Slayer, is he going to make it? He does have that one last first aid, and this is going to be a race against the clock, but unfortunately he does not get the job done, and IND is now eliminated from this first round. The boys from UME, however, still outside the zone. They are going to try and creep their way into Soul's position, and if you have a look, the members of Soul are currently on a little bit of a... Wait a second. They moved out of harm's way to actually find themselves in a little bit of an issue over here. Viper and Sangwan is down. Mortal has a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He needs to make sure that he gets these revives in. But of course, smokes must go out everywhere. Oh my goodness. One shot could change everything for these boys. They've had a good game so far. Peppered by bullets and random fire into the smoke. Gets the job done. And Soul has been eliminated from this game. We are down to the last 6 teams. Ladies and gentlemen, who is going to win this all? I want you guys to let me know in the chat section right now. We have GODLIKE. We have Team Mayhem. We have Team TAMILAS. And we have the boys from Legstump coming in. They still are a whole squad, which is massive for them. But look at this cover. Oh my goodness. Vehicles blowing up. That was a little bit of an issue, and just like that, have they spoiled the game for themselves? They are down to 1 guy remaining, and Ignite Loser is the last man standing. Unfortunately, he is going to be knocked out to the zone. That is the end for them. Godlike is moving in to the zone, ladies and gentlemen. They have to deal with Team TAMILAS on one end, who have just lost a member. MYM on the other, and of course Mumba, down to the last 4 squads. Who is going to win it all? I want you guys to let me know right now. Who do you think is going to take the chicken dinner in this first game of this charity tournament? We have Godlike, we have Team Mayhem, we have Team TAMILAS, and of course, let's not forget Mumba coming into the zone. Let me quickly have a look and see how many kills each team has. Mumba has a total of 7 to their name. Oh my goodness, that nade almost knocking Bhishma out. He is going to be praying to the gods. Ah! I thought I was going to get the job done. I am sorry, I'm excited right now because these grenades are going to be devastating. Godlike, Gil almost getting the job done. These guys are creeping on their prey like predators, crawling through the cross, and that knock finally comes in from Hastar. Have a look at this Team MYM, the boys from Team Mayhem. These guys are in a very good situation right now. They have ample cover. I think they are going to let the boys fight out, and we are down to the last two teams. Ladies and gentlemen, it is something that we are not used to seeing at this stage. It is a 4v4. We might as well call this a TDM because that is exactly what's going to happen right now. Both squads are going to go head to head against each other. Godlike versus Team Mayhem. All right, I'm just going to quickly go up as the zone moves in. Both teams, well, if you have a look, Team Mayhem, they kind of have this ridge for cover where Immortal is right now, but that is going to actually help them out a bit. And Godlike and the boys have this tree and obviously this vehicle cluster over here. Now, my question is, have Godlike exhausted all their grenades and their throwables? Because if they have, they are not going to get that spam that obviously we want to see. And oh my goodness, grenades are being knocked both sides. Hastar has some accuracy. He has a sixth sense working for him because he does get that grenade knock. Unfortunately, he gets knocked and finished. We are down to basically a 4v3 situation unless Jugga OP can get picked up, which I think he will. Believe losing some health. That is going to be a good grenade. Godlike Gil walks right into that trap. He thought he is going to go in for some loot. Unfortunately, he gets knocked out. Now, Smokey is going to be in a bit of a situation because he does have to go for the revive, which he will get. But the thing is, the zone is moving in. Is that revive going to be helpful? Immortal is going to be a little bit of a Braveheart right now, trying to get the job done, moving his car for cover. Godlike Gil creeping into the zone. Exist goes down. We are down to a 1-on-4 situation, ladies and gentlemen. It is Team Mayhem versus Godlike. I think Smokey has been spotted. He gets that knock on Jugga. He gets that knock on Immortal. It is a 1-on-1 situation right now. He has to listen to his ears right now, making sure that sound sense plays for him. I think he's got an angle on Trigger. The Trigger's got an angle on him. He is, oh my goodness, it went down to the last bullet, and Team Mayhem come out on top with that winner chicken dinner on your screen right now. What an amazing performance by all the lads over here. We have Immortal, Believe, Drigger, and Jugga OP coming up with that chicken dinner. Of course, brilliant display by these lads. In second place, it is Godlike. Hathar, Exist, Gil, and Smokey getting the job done. A very high fracking game. Coming up in third, we have the boys from Mumba. Kiki leading his team to a good podium finish with 4 kills to his name. We'll quickly have a look at the remaining members who participated in this first match again. What a finish. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. I'm going to quickly come back over here and just wow. That was something beautiful right now. That was, did you see that? That is something that we normally don't see towards the end of the game when we have two full squads fighting it out. And gotta give it up. Hats off to Godlike. I mean, they almost got the job done. Those quick knocks in succession, bringing it down from a 4v1 to a 3v1 to a 2v1 to a 1-on-1 situation. And Mayhem, let's not rule them out as well. Again, we had a look at them. They had a lot of opportunities to, get a few kills early on. They decided to give precedence to the zone, and in fact, ultimately, it kind of worked out for them. And they got the job done. But the winner chicken dinner in game 1 goes to the boys from Team Mayhem. Congratulations to you lads. But remember, this is a 3-day event. This is just the beginning. They have just scratched the surface right now. And again, this is something for a good cause. We are playing games for a cause. This is a wonderful charitable initiative undertaken by Skyesports. Of course, this is the Skyesports charity tournament. And wow. I mean, I'm excited. I think my voice is going to go before I anticipated it to, because just amazing action. And the best thing was, we saw a lot of fights taking place during the transition phases. I mean, usually what we see is towards the end, it's that ram up against a compound wall or a house, and then, it's guns ablaze. We usually see that. But this time, we actually had pretty much vehicular manslaughter. But anyway, with that, we are just going to take a quick break, and I'm going to join you in about 5 minutes. Of course, the next map is going to be Sanhok. So you're going to see a lot more action. Diwali just might come early if a few teams decide to land in boot camp. But I will see you guys on the other side of this in a few minutes. See you. I apologize to just cut your song in between right now, but I've just been updated just a minute ago that due to high ping issues in the last game, unfortunately, we are going to have a little bit of rematch. So the next game is not going to be Sanhok. I do believe it is going to be Erangel again. But as and when I get more information, I'm going to make sure that you stay updated. So it was a good showing. But again, the best thing about these events is that you have to be fair. So if the majority of the teams were complaining about technical issues, so to speak, I think it is in best interest for all the teams. I'm sure they've had a discussion that they're going to restart it. So again, that was a good victory, but alas, it was short-lived. But you never know. Maybe they might just have a little bit of a deja vu moment and do what they did again. But the latest is that it is going to be a rematch. It is going to be a wrangle. So I'll see you shortly.
You know what time it is. Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel. And you know how we do. yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, you wanna get in my crew, boy, you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Hoover, way too fireball. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the juice. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing.
Writers, write what they know. Liars, write what they wanna show. Singers, sing what they told. But I know you got something else to say. A secret language, speaking in tongues. Snake like tongue tied, you on the run. Tribal dancing, I don't know what you are, you are, you are, you are. Summer floating over my heart. We're both dancing over the dark side. I don't know who you are, you are, you are, you are. You got letters sprinkled all over your body. If I join up the dots, it makes me feel naughty. I feel like I shouldn't touch. You got a no touching sign. I feel like I shouldn't run. You're blocking the exit with your life.
Hey guys, again, I just wanted to just come back on your screens and just let you guys know that there's a little bit of a technical issue that is actually taking place right now. And due to high pings for a lot of the players who participated in this tournament, the first match, unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier, is actually going to be restarted. So the next game is not going to be Sanhok. It is going to be Erangel once again. And for those of you who are joining us now, this is the Skyesports charity tournament, of course, organized by Skyesports and all your favorite Sky Esports, I beg your pardon, and all your favorite teams from India. The top 20 PUBG mobile teams are participating in this tournament. And if you missed out, this is going to cheer you up. Ready? Boom. All your teams are going to be playing, of course. I'm sure you recognize your favorites over here. And of course, this is a charity event, a noble venture undertaken by Sky Esports. And of course, we are playing games for a cause. Spam the chat right now, guys. Show your support and cheer your teams forward. And just show your love and appreciation for this, well, this noble venture I've already said. But, it's just, it's amazing when the Indian gaming community, when all of us can actually amongst all the bickering that is going on, amongst all the drama that we all like as it is, when we get together for something like this, it is just an amazing feeling. And there is a prize pool over here. Of course, the first prize is going to be 30,000 rupees. Second is going to be 15. That should be coming up on your screens right now. And in third, we have 5,000. But let's remember one thing. If you think about what is at stake over here, there are no losers. Everyone is participating. Everyone is doing their thing to fight this pandemic. Well, this pandemic that has caused this pandemonium all over the globe right now, and the fact that everyone is getting together to entertain you guys sitting at home. Remember, please be at home. Stay safe. Stay at home. This is now the crucial time. Don't worry about entertainment. We have you covered. I'm going to bring you the best action that is to offer from this tournament. And just stay tuned. You're going to enjoy it. If you guys don't know me, of course, I'm Angad Singh Chahal, the experiment. And I see you have that little Instagram link directly below the name. So if you guys are interested, you can always go ahead and have a look at that. But meanwhile, as I think our details are going to be coming in, so I'm going to go back to the screen and I'll see you in just a couple of minutes.
Light, center, always in the limelight. Show ya a real good time. Oh, I know you got something else for me. A secret language, speaking in tongues. Snake like tongue tied, you on the run. Tribal dancing, I don't know what you are, you are, you are, you are. Summer floating over my heart. We're both dancing over the dark side. I don't know who you are, you are, you are, you are. You got letters sprinkled all over your body. If I join up the dots, it makes me feel naughty. I feel like I shouldn't touch. You got a no touching sign. I feel like I shouldn't run. You're knocking the exit with your life.
Take it all back, hate the things that you said. Cause I wish you didn't mean it. I'm under attack, running far, far away. And I'd rather keep my distance from you. You don't gotta lie to me to get through. Push and pull me off into the deep. And let's pretend that nothing ever happened on that night. I shouldn't have spoke. Cause you didn't feel the same way about me. And it's eating me alive all of the time. So I'd rather keep my distance from you. You don't gotta lie to me.
All right, guys, we are back. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to be restarting Erangel, but this time we have a little bit of a plot twist for you. So I've just got my notes ready in front of me. Now, here is what is going to make this Erangel a little special, a little different. The zone shrink speed has been increased to 1.2 times the normal speed, so it's going to move in a lot faster. We're going to see a lot more damage as well. There is no red zone, so it's going to be all out just guns ablaze, and bullets are going to fly everywhere, and grenades, of course. We'll have that, but we won't have anything falling from the sky. No flare guns. I don't know about that. What are your thoughts on that? So no flare guns, but now this is the cherry on top of the cake. To compensate for all of that, the loot is going to be three times. That's right, three times the loot. So I'm pretty sure that if you guys thought that we don't find enough loot in certain places, well, this game you will. This game, even the picnic table in Zarki, for God's sakes, is going to have an M4 or an AK just chilling on the side. Anyway, so that is something that we're going to do different, of course, to just make sure that we see a lot more action earlier on. And since the zone is going to shrink a bit faster, we're going to have a few more engagements early on in this game. So talking about that, first of all, again, welcome to anyone who is joining us right now. This is the Skyesports Charity Tournament, where we are going to play games for a cause. And of course, the cause I don't need to mention again. We all see it around us right now. And we are in lockdown for that same purpose. I'm just going to share a couple of pictures for you guys. This is what is happening. Of course, we have our lovely sponsors down there making sure that this event is brought to you. And a shout out to Esports Network for actually networking and putting all this show together. These lads working behind the scenes tirelessly for your entertainment. And if you want to have a look, we do have a prize pool for this. We have 30,000 goes to the first position. Second position gets 15,000 rupees, and third place we get 5,000. But like I've said, time in and time out, guys, I get it. The cash prize is always good incentive. However, just participating, being part of a cause, just doing your little bit means a lot. And of course, you guys watching right now, whether you know it or not, you guys are helping out as well. Just by watching right now, you are creating awareness about this event. And the money, remember, the money that is going to be generated from these streams and from anything is going to go to charity. And the organizers are going to be showcasing that at some point later on their various social media platforms. But again, when the community just gets together for a noble venture, for a noble endeavor, it is something to be proud of. And for me to be able to broadcast this from the comfort of my house to you guys who are obviously sitting in your homes as well, just remember that we are lucky to be in this position, and we should be grateful for the little things in life, which actually, at the end of the day, matter. So the teams are filling in right now, and talking about teams, I'm pretty sure you guys want to have a look at who all is participating. Just in case you missed it, here we go. There we have it, guys. We have, I'm just going to quickly go over the list that I prepared for myself. We have TSM-ENTITY, Soul, FNATIC, IND. FNATIC, I do believe, I think they might have updated it. I'll have to check and let you know, because we had Rise playing from that slot earlier on. And in fact, I don't see any. I beg your pardon. I don't see any changes made to the roster as of right now. I could be mistaken. Maybe you never know. Maybe FNATIC have renamed themselves. Nah, I'm kidding. But we have Rise, who are going to be taking their place. Of course, then we have IND, Team TAMILAS. We have the boys from CELTZ. SYNERGE Gaming is in the house. MEGASTARS are here as well. VSGCRAWLERS doing their thing. Marcus Gaming, Orange Rock, UME, GODLIKE, 8-Bit, Powerhouse, Team Vendetta, Legstump, a second lineup from UME Blind, Team Mayhem, and of course, the Masters of the Water, the Explorers. We have 7 Seas bringing you all this action. I mean, this is a good day right now. Of course, you all would have been paying attention to what happened yesterday and day before yesterday. A brilliant initiative undertaken by Thug, where gamers stand with India was a wonderful, wonderful thing. So applause for that. But also that charitable giving, that charitable endeavor that was started is now going to percolate into a few more events in the coming days for you guys. Of course, Sky Esports kicking it off with this tournament. Now, if you don't know the schedule for today, I'm going to bring that up on your screens right now. Of course, unfortunately, we had to restart match one. As I said, I cited earlier, it was ping issues that kind of played spoil sport. It was a good game, though. It was a good game. But let's just have a look at how our day is going to be panned out. So we're going to restart with the Erangel again. It is going to be the first match, of course, the crowd favorite, as I like calling it. Coming in second, we are going to have the jungles of Sanhok. We are going to have a lot of close quarter combat, close quarter battle, CQB, if you will. And I'm actually hoping that a few squads land in boot camp so that right off the bat we have all the guns blazing, all the bullets flying all around, and it's going to be epic if that happens. But of course, since it's not just bragging rights that are on stake right now, we do have a cash prize on stake as well. I think teams are going to be taking it just a little bit easy. Match 3, we are going to have Miramar. And of course, all you sniper fans, let me see who all is excited for some bolt action. Just type bolt action, or just type action. Go for it. Hashtag bolt action. Let's see that in the spam. I want to see who all is excited because I am going to go and spam that myself right now. Of course, I love me some sniping. And in match 4, we are going to end it all at Vikendi. So you guys, well, you have the whole circle. It's going to come around full circle, so to speak. We are going to go through all the maps today, and by the look of things, we have all the teams kind of filling up their slots. I shall get my phone, which I'm keeping in front of the AC, so to cool it off. All the boys are joining in as we speak. And you know what? Let's just switch over to them, and I'll see you on the other side. All right. Here we have it. We did miss out a few names earlier on, so I'm just going to quickly go and go over them before we get this match underway. In Team 22, we have 7 C's, Ducky, Hirane, Zigsaw, and Blaze battling it out. Of course, in the last match, we might as well just call it a warm-up match now, right? These guys did well, and they got a few kills to their names. Of course, that is an amazing feat. In Team 21, I'm going to have to just scroll up a bit. We have the boys from Team Mayhem. Of course, they did win that last game with a brilliant display right towards the end. We have Jugga, OP, Immortal, Believe, and Drigger. In Team 20, okay, we have a little bit of a mix-up again. The slots have been changed a bit. And you know what? I'm just going to take your leave for one quick second. Ooh, I played for 2 hours, but that's a lie. Anyway, I'm going to just take your leave for 1 second. The match is going to be underway. I'll be right back. All right, guys. I just had to make sure that I had all my facts right because, of course, this esports game is ever changing and anything can happen at any given moment. So, just to reiterate a few facts, a few pointers for you guys. FNATIC is kind of in the midst of a shuffle, or so I have been told. So, Rise, who have actually taken this spot, is probably going to be something that you are going to see in the near future. This is news to me right now. I was expecting our big boys to come and put on a clinic for all of you, but that is the situation over there. So that is why the FNATIC slot, we have the boys from Rise playing. Again, it's a little bit of a mashup and it's a little bit of a merger, so stay tuned for that. Of course, these guys are going to be bringing out that news to you as and when they do. And Team 20, the slot that I was just talking about, so Revenge is going to be replacing the second lineup from UME. So UME Blind is not going to be participating in the coming matches. Instead, we are going to have Revenge. And just as I say that the match is underway, we are going to jump straight in. And remember, there are a few changes to this game. I'm going to reiterate that once we get in the game. See you there. I'm going to hide my ugly mug from this so that you guys can actually see the whole map. Bye-bye. All right, here we go. We are back at Erangel. Of course, the Spawn Island. And my favorite line is splash of color before your eyes. So you guys enjoy that. Everybody's kind of stationary this time. The ping is definitely a lot more stable. At this point, last game, it was jumping to about 124. We are half of that. So this game should be nice and smooth. But again, for those of you who missed it, this is a repeat of game one. The first game is not going to count. But here is when things get truly interesting. This is actually fun. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, the zone shrink speed has been increased to 1.2 times the normal rate. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but in the bigger picture of things, in the bigger aspect, I'm telling you, it is going to be devastating. The red zone has been disabled as well as flare guns. So no flare guns, no red zones. We are going to just see action direct in front of people just taking each other out. So basically, we're kind of eliminating the luck factor. As for big weapons and you know what that means? We are going to have to wait for the AWMs and the M249s in regular drops. But anyway, to compensate for all of this, now this is the exciting bit. To compensate for all of this, the loot, the average loot that you find in any given compound, any given room, anywhere, has been increased to 3 times the normal amount. That's right, you heard me right. 3 times. Not 2 times. Not double the loot. I'm talking triple the loot. So you know what that means. We are going to see, there is not going to be an option that, I did not get a gun or I did not get this, because everyone is going to be rolling deep in weapons and ammunition. And talking about that, let's have a look at the plane path. This time, it's a little different. We are going to be flying from the southeast to the northwest of your map. And pretty much splitting the map in a bit of 30-70, or would you say 40-60? 40-60 split, but all the distant lands, all the favorite drop points should be within reach for all these teams. Of course, flying right over military, we already know who is going to be heading down to military, and that's interesting. It's like 2 sides of the same coin. Like on one hand, you know where teams are going to be jumping, and it's like, do you let them get all that precious loot, or do you go out elsewhere and basically try your luck? Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but that is not going to be a problem in this game. You know why? Let me know if you know why. Because the loot is 3 times the normal amount. So basically, wherever you land, you are bound to find some weapons. Let's just have a look. So the boys from IND, of course, they are going to have their mainstay at military base. That is where these boys are going to go. Team 10, that is Megastars, are heading over to Novo. Team 17, the boys from Powerhouse, again at their trademark location around the farm. The boys from Team 8, the CELTZ, or the CELTZ, depending on how you want to pronounce it, are heading over to Milta as usual. And Godlike is going to be reigning supreme in Pochinki. Now this is interesting because Team 20, we saw a different team in that slot in the last game. The boys from Revenge are going to be heading down to what they are more comfortable with, the Ferry Pair, Primorsk, and those distant locations. Because again, loot is not going to be a problem this time. And let's quickly have a look at the circle. This time the circle is going to be shifting up to the north, and I think we already have shots fired. Soul Sangwan is down. Smokey getting that knock and kill, and Soul has already lost a member. Soul has already lost a member. Again, these boys landing at the same position. I think what happened over here was someone might have tried to come just a bit to the north side of Pochinki at that infamous Pochinki house where I am zooming in at the center of your map right now. Well, I can only speculate at this point. We'll have to ask him later to see what happened. But meanwhile, what is happening over here? Just a few random shots by Slayer, letting his teammates know that he has a mini 14. Let's divert our attention to the north of the map. Of course, this is North Georgopol. And last time we saw only one team landing over here. Well, they had to actually drive their way in, and that was Team 16. The boys from 8-bit, who are still doing what they do best. They know these buildings well. Again, it's about practice, repetition, and what you're most comfortable with. And again, like I said, no one is really going to be look at that loot in this in North Georgia. I mean, I'm not used to seeing so much loot in these places. You know what I mean? Wait a second. I think we might have a bit of a screen freeze issue. Let me just see if I can quickly change that. I'm just going to do this. I mean, for me, on my OBS, the screen was frozen. I do apologize for that. Maybe a little bit of a disconnection and a reconnection is going to do the trick. Normally, I would have had somebody yelling in my ear, but unfortunately, that is not happening. Ah, there we have it. I do apologize for that. I just looked up at my screen right now, and I saw that. Again, technical issues, guys. This is part and parcel of the game. We have a wonderful team that is bringing all of this to you, but as far as production goes, it is just me and my phone. Well, my phone and I just butchered my English over there. But my phone and I that are bringing you this action. So, again, apologies for that. But we are right back in the action. Now, this time I'm going to make sure I actually keep an eye out on the screen. Experiment shall not slack. We shall get you the best that there is to offer. But meanwhile, Team TAMILAS are changing their strategy, so to speak, a bit. And these boys have come down, well, come up to North Georgia. No takers for the Georgopol containers this time. Team 4, that is the boys from TSM-ENTITY. I do believe they should have been in the 4th slot. I guess we are moving down number. Okay, Soul has taken the 3rd slot, and slot 4 has gone to TSM. Again, a little bit of a shuffle over here, but that is nothing in the grandest scheme of things. A 3-man squad for TSM-ENTITY, led by their fearless leader GODLIKE, Neo, and of course joined by Z-God. These boys, I'm sure you are well aware that they are not someone to be, trifled with. These guys can pack a punch, get the job done, and just check out this loot. Again, I wish I was playing this game right now because I want to play a game with 3 times the loot. I'm pretty sure we are going to find a bolt action in almost every single house. The boys from Legstump are still sticking to their strategy from before. They loot the hospital and then they start heading down towards the southeast and the southwest locations from this point. Of course, Bope Dope might be on point to let them know whether or not they have some enemies moving in and around their location. A lot of teams kind of closing in over here. Oh my goodness, is Mortal going to get revenge on his teammate? I think he does have an idea that the enemy is nearby. Of course, Regeltos must have relayed that information that somebody is driving a car around. I think Gil does have his vehicle. He is trying to locate the enemy a little bit exposed over here. Or maybe he is just baiting the enemy because have a look at this. Smokey is coming in and joining him to provide some assistance, or maybe they're trying to get a few different angles. Again, a little bit of criticism over here. The thing is, we obviously know where the teams are going to land. So it can be a problematic. And wait a second, if existence, is he going to get shot at? Hastar is going straight for that. I think this might be an issue. I think Regeltos is actually going to get a knock. They are staying silent. They are not moving a muscle right now. They are making sure that not a single squeak is made from these boys right now. Wow. I think that is what Hastar was trying to do right now. Just trying to make sure that they want to know whether the enemy is over here. Quite an interesting strategy because I think they have an idea. And have a look at this. We have somebody else moving in behind them. We have 3 big teams going to be battling it out for positions over here, and Mortal and Regatos representing Soul are going to find themselves in a bit of a pickle. Iconic is going right in. I think he would have hurt the enemy now. Is it going to be a bit too late? He shoots. Mortal takes him down. Iconic is lost early. He is out of this game, but that means they now know that the enemy is nearby. Existence gets a shot on Mortal. Mortal goes down. Regatos, let's have a look at it and see what we see from his point of view. He now has to engage two different fronts, but you know what? There might be some respite, because the boys from Powerhouse might actually keep Godlike at bay, and Existence coming in. Regatos is getting ready for the fight. He knows the enemy is right outside, possibly behind these containers. Somebody is going to jump in, shoot at the grenade, gets the job done, beautifully timed, and Existence comes out on top. And I do believe Soul is down to the last member. Mortal is still alive and kicking. Can he get an upset over here? He almost gets a knock. He gets knocked down instead, and we are down to one remaining member from Team Soul. Viper far away, unable to do anything, but this fight is now going to be between Godlike and PH. Godlike have one member knocked. PH have a member knocked, but Dark should be revived. They did lose Iconic, who went out completely oblivious to the fact that there was an enemy nearby. Ooh, that grenade could have been devastating right now. Godlike Smokey might have just lost out all his HP, but he does get picked up. And these guys are going to pass themselves up. It is now down to a fight between Powerhouse and Godlike. Both strong names, both strong people. Nova King gets the knock and instead gets knocked by Hastar. Again, they are just trading knocks. They've got to be careful with grenades, and just as I thought, Gil comes in with that nade, gets that knock and finish. And I think this is going to be devastating, because we are down to last two members, Zebra and Dark. But remember, Godlike have also got two members knocked out, so the push is coming in right now. Zebra going in that Jerry suit. Can he channel his inner animal? He shoots. Existence goes down. It is down to one-on-one situation right now. Godlike Gil versus Dark. Now, the tricky thing is Zebra is actually in a good position. I beg your pardon. It's not versus Dark. It is versus Zebra. He's in a position to actually get a couple of kills, but these are professional players. They are not going to go for that. I think he might go for the revive. He might go for the revive. Godlike Gil is tossing grenades again. I think if there's one over there, that is going to be a little bit of a blow to them. But Zebra gets the finish on Smokey. He is going for the revive. Meanwhile, Existence and Hastar are going to try and go in. Gil is going in for the kill. Let's have a look and see what we see from his point of view. He jumps. He shoots. Does he connect? He goes up against two. He gets that knock on Dark again. But Zebra making sure he reacts quick. And have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Powerhouse come out on top of this engagement with 4 kills to their name, losing 2 members. Godlike is out of this game, and Soul have been reduced to 1 member. Meanwhile, there's another fight taking place right now between Team Mayhem against, I do believe it is going to be Synergy. And we join them, and I think we are down to the last 2 members. Immortal and Trigger are the last guys remaining for Team Mayhem. They are on a bit of a tactical retreat over here, because Immortal has been now caught off guard. His teammate is just a little bit to his northeast, and I think Trigger needs to change his position as well. That is what we should see right about now. But the question is, does he have a vehicle? He does not, so he has to be a bit careful. Meanwhile, Synergy, they are going to have their focus on Immortal, I do believe. Wow, a lot of action. Remember, the zone is going to move a lot faster, and let's join the fight over here. We have the boys from Legstump. These guys are going up against Team 14. That is, of course, Mumba. And right behind them, we have Entity, who I think these guys are practically neighbors right now. They are practically neighbors, but remember, guys, social distancing is not going to apply in this game. Shots fired. Artemis is down. Ghatak and Zegod are going to be just, biding their time. I do believe Ghatak's elbow might be spotted. I think he just read my mind and he moves a bit to his left. They did lose Neo in an earlier engagement, but we are going to go right over here. Kiki shoots, gets the knock on Bob-Dope. Bob-Dope goes down. Artemis is down. That little bit of a push by LS has been, thwarted completely, but Mumba have lost 2 members right now. Destro, is he going to make it into cover? Artemis is in fact picked up. He shoots that hip fire. Is it going to work out for him? He does get Kiki, that laser sight, doing what it does best, that accuracy while hip firing. And he moves it, but Bhishma, unleashing that inner beast, that inner warrior, goes in just to put the enemy, just to keep them at bay. Not necessarily for the kill, just making sure they're pushed back a bit, because they need those revives. They need these revives. Remember, everyone is fully kitted out, so everyone should have tons of loot at their disposal. It is basically a waiting game. And talking about waiting game, have a look at GODLIKE and ZGod in the background, representing TSM-ENTITY. These guys are patient. GODLIKE, I believe, like a predator stalking his prey, just crawling in that tall grass, making sure he's not seen or hurt until he can pounce at the last moment and boom! Goes to Dynamite, and he's going to try and get a knock. I think this is what we're going to see right now. Loser is exposing himself. GODLIKE gets up. Is he going to aim and shoot? He aims, he shoots. The bullets connect, and he gets that knock on Loser. Suddenly, Team LS find themselves pinched from both directions, and GODLIKE coming out with that kill. But now they have a good position because they've taken control of this compound over here, these small little 6 houses. And you know what? You Mumba's nightmare, so to speak, is still not over because they do have cover in the form of this cliff, this ridge over here. But I wonder if they know that there's another enemy nearby. Because if you just go by sound, let me just quickly show you right now. If you go by sound, correction, they do know the enemy's there. GODLIKE has gone down. Lot of pressure, a lot of weight on ZGod's shoulder. He has to get that smoke in, but he has to be careful from his left flank not to expose himself. He did get that one knock, which of course Kiki is going to have to, you know, pick his teammate up. But this gives an opportunity to Bhishma to actually get something done. That is exactly what I was talking about. Since there was gunfire coming from this direction on your screens right now, sometimes it can get confusing whether you finish the squad or not. You know what I mean? So, but good eyes on Kiki and 420 for getting that knock on GODLIKE. They made sure that, you know, at all times you have to get your thing. That is a beautifully lobbed grenade. Unfortunately, it's a bit too long. Had it bounced off right, it would have literally hit Kiki and 420 at the right spot. And that grenade falls a bit too short. We will join them right now. I think we have some action breaking out between the boys from SYNERGE and Team 10. That is MEGASTARS. I hear something. That grenade just bouncing out of harm's way. MEGASTARS are a whole team as well, and so is SG. There is one knock that comes in. Sylvie goes down. Strider is in trouble. He has very low HP, and oh my goodness, Sylvie was actually cooking a grenade. He drops it and has knocked and finished himself out of this game. A little bit of an issue for him, but have a look at this. Strider has to get to his teammate Ted and Austin in a good position to actually give some cover from afar. But they have to be quick. They have to be quick on their trigger fingers. And I think Strider is going to try and make it out of harm's way. It is not over yet because Team 12, we have Marcus Gaming coming in to the fray as well. And I think Encore should be a bit careful. His left side, his left wing, so to speak, is fully exposed. But it does seem like the boys from Marcus Gaming are a bit too fight to do anything at this point. But have a look at this. Strider needs to make his way towards his teammates. In fact, Ted is coming in for some support. That is a grenade lobbed, which should not do a lot of damage because remember, he has moved out. They have gotten out of harm's way. And we shall come back to that in a second because I just saw something interesting over here. Zebra has taken a shot, but he has that M24 in his hands. And again, these guys making sure that sniping is something that has kind of made a comeback. Especially from my days in gaming, it was frowned upon, but the bolt action has made a massive, massive comeback. Of course, accuracy is key and precision is going to get the job done. But have a look over here. We have 7F. They have 7S has control on this compound. Have a look at the zone. The zone is actually quite interesting. And, ooh, what do I see over here? Mumba is picking a fight with Team 13. I do believe that is Orange Rock right over here in Water City. And Kiki's got to be careful. You don't want to be too close to the vehicle when you are doing that. Vampire is, I think he's got an idea where the enemy is. Is he going to bounce it off the wall and into that room? We are going to have to wait and watch because, of course, both these opponents know exactly where the enemy is. But they have to be careful. Diljit has been picked up. OR is still a full squad at this moment. And Vampire is just trying to make sure that he gets an angle on the enemies. Meanwhile, going back to the fight between Mega and SGE, of course, SYNERGE and MEGASTARS. We do have a knock, and I do believe a finish has come in way. And oh my goodness, there was a push, but Austin was like, no, not on my watch. He might have a bot in his name, but by all means, he does not play like one. He got 2 members, and Mega are now down to 2 members themselves. We are down to a 2-on-2 situation. situation. Austin getting caught out by Vex. Dead, unfortunately, getting caught out by Mega, and that brilliant, valiant effort by Austin goes up in smoke, literally, and they have been eliminated from this game. Meanwhile, the game is not over for Encore. I think they've spotted another crew right in front of them towards their west, taking a few shots. We do have the boys from Team 5, that is Rise. The boys again, who I think are having a little bit of a merger plan with FNATIC. I think we're going to see a little bit of a shuffle over there. So this is the team that they are pushing forward, and mind you, they are doing a wonderful job. 4 kills to their name already, and they are still a 4-man squad. Let's have a look and see where the zone is going to force the players to go. I'm just going to keep an eye out over here, and it is going to be a Rozhok School combination. Interesting to see how the teams are going to rotate into that zone. Alright guys, you all know what's happening. Show some support. We have a lone member from Soul Viper. Let's quickly have a look and see what he is doing. We'll go to that in a second. Revenge making their way into the zone. I think they might take these apartments or just a little bit up higher on this mountain ridge over here, because I do believe the apartments are clear for now. We have the boys from Team 12, Marcus Gaming, who are calling the school their home. Meanwhile, Final Boss is taking a few pop shots at the enemy, but looks like we have a little bit of an upset over here. Team 14, that is UMEXRXN, they have 3 kills to their names, and do I take that as OR is out? Nope, OR has relocated to Rozhok, right towards the northern side of Rozhok, of course, near that triple-storied blue house, right next to the warehouse. Again, a very good position if you think about it. You can kind of control, you know, the lay of the land. You have a good 360 all around you, but they have to be careful because Team TAMILAS is going to have their crosshairs pretty much pinned in those directions as well. The thing is, you know, I mean, if you have a good position, it is easy to control, but you got to remember one thing: all eyes are going to be upon you. And have a look at this. We are going to have a bit of a battle over here. Team 22 is going to get caught off guard. Feminist had no idea that the enemy was coming in, but very good reactions by Ducky, Hirin, and Zigsaw, and they get the job done. Brilliant, brilliant display by this team over here. Hirin is the last man standing. He's got to be careful because these boys are under attack from the school as well. Ducky is not going to make it out. They do have 2 kills to their name. Of course, 7 is lucky to be alive. They got a little bit of help from Team 12 in the background. Again, it is a battle royale. Anything can happen. You can get shot at from any direction. And oh my goodness, would you have a look at this? OR Anto just took a few shots in that smoke in general and managed to get a finish on Blaze. That is the thing about smoke screens. It's, again, like I've said earlier, 2 sides of the same coin. It's a blessing and it's a bane because you see some smoke, chances are someone is going to try and shoot into it. Alright, amidst all this pandemonium, guys, let me see how quick your fingers are. Let's quickly do a quick guessing game over here. Who is going to be taking away the prize? I think it's Nom. In 3, 2, 1, and I'm wrong. You know what? I'm going to just stay clear of that. I'm going to just stay focused on the fights and have a look at this. Boys from Vendetta going up against Rise. BH, Dark, and Zebra are still holding this position where we saw them earlier on. They haven't moved since then. They haven't had to move since then. But now the zone is going to force them out, and Dark gets knocked out by a grenade by Pain X, and here comes the push. Here comes the pain, so to speak. Zebra is going to have a little bit of an issue because he has 2 squads to his west. He has a squad to his east. He is going to get surrounded, and I do not see anything happening for him right now. He does go on a bit of a tactical read. Is he going to get a knock? He does not. I thought he might as well just play spoil sport, get a couple of knocks over here. But unfortunately for him, his game is over. Good effort on the boys from Powerhouse, and they have been eliminated from this round. Team Vendetta, again, these guys are proving a point over here, like I mentioned earlier. They, of course, have a Vendetta against all these squads, and oh my goodness, that grenade almost scared me. Made me jump out of my seat. Prox goes down in the nick of time. He might as well just get a heal going on for himself over here. He did get that knock on Pain and Ashwin. Brilliant, brilliant display over here. But his teammates have to come in. Fraud, is he going to be lucky? He has exposed himself, but he spots Rox before Rox has time to react. And you know what? He is going to get that revive. His team is still going to be whole. Meanwhile, up top, Hilrain over here going absolutely bonkers, thwarting any attempt of his hill being taken over. He's saying, you know what? I am the king of this hill. You are going to have to do a lot more than to get me out of here. Remember, he just wiped out 3 members over here. 3-on-1, Hilrain went up against him, gets the job done. Brilliant bit of display from the boys at 7 Caesar. Of course, they are down to one last man. But as you know, anything can happen. This is PUBG Mobile Battle Royale after all. We are going to focus on this fight right here. I don't know why the camera came back to Hilrain, but Rise have got a rise out of the enemy. They knocked out Vendetta. Vendetta is out of this tournament, and these boys are trying to prove a point. Like I said earlier, a possible merger with FNATIC on the rise for these boys, and these guys are, well, pardon the pun again and again, they are definitely rising to the occasion. Team Titans, TAMILAS, I beg your pardon, on the other hand, again, a good show of grit and display of skills by them in this game. 5 kills to their name, and they are well within the zone, well within cover. Guys, we are down to the last 6 teams. I'm going to quickly have a look and show you who it is. We have 7S represented by 1 man. Hilrain is the last guy standing. Team Tamilas, 4-man squad, still alive and kicking. Team OR again, 5 kills to their names. Impressive display by them. Again, a 4-man squad. And of course, Viper carrying the torch forward for Team Soul. They got caught out earlier on. And if you have a look at this, somebody outside the blue zone, the winners from that last game coming in, and Viper is going to have a bit of an issue right now because they have come right up on his position. He gets 1 knock. Is he going to get a second? He gets the second knock, and Viper gets 2 kills to his name really quick, making sure he gets some reconciliation from what happened earlier on, and he is going to make it into the zone. He's got to act quick though. He is going to go up on the hill, possibly all around. He should make it. We are down to the last 5 teams, and boy oh boy, it can go anywhere. Viru has been knocked out. Viper has been taken out by Manti, unfortunately. That is the end of Soul's run in this game. Viru is going to be this is problematic. This is problematic. I did not see them making it into the zone. In fact, they are going to get taken out. A few kills could have been stolen over here. A few kill points could have been achieved, but OR are down to 1 last man. They should have probably come into the zone a bit quicker. Down to the last 4 teams, ladies and gentlemen, and have a look at this. Team Tamilas is still a 4-man squad. Massive advantage for them right now. And of course, as you mentioned earlier, there is no red zone, but a rain of death by those grenades, and Tamilas is just lobbing grenades all over. They got 2 kills in quick succession, wiping out the last member of OR and the last member of 7 Seas. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are down to the final 2 teams of this match. Let me know in the comment section who you think is going to take away all the glory. Is it going to be A, Team Tamilas, or B, the boys from Rise? Let's have a look and see what they see. Rise currently are in a good position right now. They have the zone advantage, and the boys have to come uphill. I am just going to keep a bird's eye view over here because I want you guys to see how they are utilizing those smoke screens. A couple of decoy smokes, making sure that Psycho and Supreme are going to just be kept at bay. But here comes the zone. They know that they have it for them. It's a full advantage towards Rise, but it can go either way. Rise Pain gets taken down. Carry is going to be carrying the torch forward. Unfortunately, 2 members have gone down. Striker, is he going to go in? Strider goes in. God, IGL, I just wanted to say something over here, but unfortunately, the odds were stacked against them, and we have a winner chicken dinner for you, ladies and gentlemen. Coming out, rising to the occasion, it is the boys from Rise. And these guys, boy, did they do well. I'm going to just come back to the kills right now in a second, but have a look at those 4 boys dancing. You can just imagine them doing that right now. I'm sure the boys are going to be elated. But coming back to the kills, look at that. Supreme with 6, Psycho with 5, Pain with 2. Nick did not get his mark on this game, but I'm sure he obviously contributed. It is a team game after all. In second position, we have the boys from Team Tamilas. Manti with 3 kills, God IGL with 3, Striker with 2, and Carey, of course, leading his team to that podium finish. In third position, a brilliant display by the boys from 7S Hirain. We missed that fight, but he did get a 1 versus 3 finish knockout of a squad, making sure that he gets those skill points, and of course those position points are going to help out 7S in future. But a brilliant display by all the teams. Good fast-paced action. And I'm just going to quickly scroll through all the other remaining participants. If you see anybody you like, please spam it in this chat section right now so that these boys feel all your love. And of course, you never know, luck is a fickle thing, and you never know. Maybe your spamming just might egg them on to perform a little better. But anyway, with that said, we are going to come out into the lobby. And wow, that was intense. Again, the match moving a lot quicker. The zone shrink speed was faster. The loot was crazy. 3 times the loot in that game. But that is going to be the end of match one. Erangel comes to an end. And I do believe everything went smooth this time. Of course, if anything changes, I am going to have the updates for you. But boy, oh boy, what a show. The next map is going to be Sanhok, and I'm just going to take a couple of minutes just to catch my breath again, and just make another cup of coffee. Just make sure my caffeine levels are high so that I can just bring you these amazing games. Of course, a wonderful initiative by Sky Esports. Charitable giving is something that all of us can actually come together and just do something for the common good. So I'm going to see you guys in just a couple of minutes. Till then, well, let me see what you guys think in the chat section. Let me see what is happening. I'm going to join you there in a second. Bye bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that break has been cut short. We have a message from the organizers. In fact, instead of me trying to mince words, I am just going to read out from my notes in front of me. So, this is the direct message for you guys. So, we have tried several ways, but are still trying. We are still facing ping issues and constant fluctuations. We feel that this is a server issue, which is absolutely plausible, and not the internet issue of the host. Hence, we have decided to wrap up for today, which is unfortunate, but don't worry. I mean, all good things. You always have these issues, and I'm glad that it's happened at the beginning than in the middle, because we can at least iron out the kinks, so to speak, so that when we do come back live again, we can put up one hell of a show for you guys. So what we're going to do is we've decided to wrap up for today. And since the ping is fluctuating, and a lot of players are complaining, and of course these guys are used to playing in the best of the best situations, they are going to be postponing this for tomorrow. So we'll start tomorrow at the same time, and till then, the team is going to work tirelessly, making sure that they fix this issue. I'm sure they're going to be in touch with the PUBG official India and Tencent. Hopefully, the Indian team is going to try and help them out. Since, of course, the best thing is that this is a wonderful charitable endeavor that has been undertaken, and I think everyone should come together and get the problem solved. We are sorry for this inconvenience, of course, and of course, I know that you guys would have wanted to watch a lot more action, but that is how the cookie crumbles, so to speak, and technical issues are always going to be a part of this. But anyway, I hope you did enjoy what you saw up until this point, and we'll get a lot more action-packed action for you guys starting tomorrow. We're going to fix everything, and well, be here tomorrow. Of course, if you follow us on Instagram, if you aren't doing that already, consider doing that so that you stay up to date on what is happening. The Instagram should be right under my name, experiment_gaming, and of course, hit up Esports Network and Sky Esports as well. Make sure that you are in the loop, and I guess we will see you tomorrow. Till that time, goodbye. Stay home and stay safe. Bye bye.